the bottom left, we've got our Zerg player playing very well, but not well enough in that last game. Let's see if he can turn it around. He is.
Starting curious.
And in the upper right, we've got our Protoss player playing absolutely brilliantly. Let's see if he keeps it up. He is.
SK.
Why can't MC be stopped?
Well, partially because. Well, I mean, let's face it. Why is Zangief hard to play against?
Because you can just
too many hit points.
And he has a lot of hit points and damage.
Yeah, man. There's always that one douchebag that goes to the arcade and like picks like Zangief and just jumps around and just rolls the stick. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And just ends up getting you in grabs. Well, not me in grabs, but some players.
Yes. Well, MC.
And that's why. To answer your question, that's why he can't be stopped.
You know, I'm trying to think of like a plan to kill MC because he used to have like big obvious flaws in his play.
Yeah.
I remember when Polt finally was someone that started abusing those and he started just destroying MC a lot. I was like, all right, there you go, like showing him his flaws. But nowadays, MC,
no, he's pretty solid, man.
There's no real. The thing is, no matter what happens in the game, he will find the way to kill you.
He doesn't even really cheese that much anymore.
No, he doesn't.
He just does like
he
a
does
normal
whatever
build.
he wants.
Yeah. Like there was really nothing fancy about that last game we saw.
No, it was a very cut and dry.
Yeah.
He got his edge from his harassment with the Phoenixes and the Void Ray, killed off 4 queens. He caught some infestors when they were running away. I mean, he did a great job of it. He added enough gateways that he could actually overwhelm after that battle where he lost his claw sight. It was just so straightforward. Yeah.
It looked like a Grandmasters player beating a Masters player.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think, to be honest, Curious needs to maybe scout a little bit better and be like, all right, how many gateways do you really have on 3 bases if MC goes 3 base? Because if you see that he's actually going up to, like, how many gates did he actually have that game? It had to be 12.
It might have even been more. But it was definitely a situation where when he's
enough that if you
out,
look at it, you're going to be like,
he can reload his army.
Like, yeah, when you look at how many he actually had, it's like, well, you're going to be late on Mothership and on your 4th. So, like, Curious probably should have sat back, and defended only because he was going up to Hive, and that would have given the unit composition that MC had gone for a lot more trouble instead of attacking into him. So I feel like Curious, that's what he needs to fix about this game.
One thing also about MC is not only does he not really cheese that much, he's fairly uncheesable.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to kill him early.
He's like Bruce Willis in Unbreakable.
He's like, no, you know what? He's like Bruce Willis. He's like Bruce Willis in every movie but Unbreakable because no matter how badly you beat him up, how bloody is at the end of the movie, he wins.
Bruce Willis is really good at almost bleeding to death in every film that he's ever been in.
Yeah. I'm so excited, by the way, about the new Die Hard movie.
Oh, man, we got to go see that.
I can't wait.
I think his son's in that, too.
Is he?
Well, like, the Die Hard character's son.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't forget the name of the...
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm like, what, Samuel L. Jackson? All right. This Overlord is placed really, really well. He put down the Stargate, and the Overlord just sees it.
That's
MC
actually just so well placed.
Yeah, that's well placed right there. MC does not see it either.
Yeah.
So
if you know that they know, then you can try to do some stuff to make that a manageable situation.
Yeah.
But no, he doesn't even know.
Well, in a situation like this, if you like sit there and try to pull Phoenixes or something, it's going to be less valuable. So hopefully for MC's sake, he goes for the Void Ray first again. And look at that, you ran away, so he still doesn't know about that Overlord. That is one sneaky snake
I wouldn't be surprised if he does a rally, though, over there.
Yeah, he probably will go and clean it up. Oh, no, he's starting Phoenixes. So this is actually the best-case scenario for Curious, because normally when you start Phoenixes, you wait for 3 or 4. 3 has become a small trend in the Kespa scene a little bit. just to focus on drones a little bit quicker. But 4 is more common overall. And if he waits till 4 and the spores are already up completely when he gets there, their damage is going to be very minimized, which is, I mean, that is not how you want to open with Stargate. You
like
really
this.
need to know if they see your Stargate, basically, is what I'm trying to see.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He basically softened up that queen in case the Phoenixes can come in later and actually kill it off.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, Curious actually knows this is coming. So, Curious has every opportunity in the world to hold up this attack with ease.
And Curious actually didn't go spores until he saw... That's weird, because he saw the Stargate finish and he didn't make a single spore, so...
Yeah, that's...
Well, you know what? I think he was timing his spores actually to deal with 4 Phoenixes, and he saw 2 coming across. That has to be what it is.
All right, so picking up that queen again.
Yeah. His 1 Phoenix getting very low, though.
And now picking up this queen. He's going to be very careful, though. Yeah, there's one of those Phoenixes that is low on HP.
Yeah, it's hard to actually kill a queen with just 2 Phoenixes starting. So, all right, it's killed off a couple queens here. So that's still a pretty valuable Phoenixes thus far. But a Hydralisk Den is actually coming up for Curious.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and you know what? It's
funny that, like, you know, Hearthstorm's about to come out, but we're seeing more and more Hydra play.
Yeah.
Suddenly Hydras are becoming trendy.
Well, Hydralisks, in a situation like this, if your opponent makes a lot of Stargate units and doesn't go into Colossi, sometimes you can really catch him with those Hydras. Will MC go into Colossi, or will he just focus on making a couple of Mortals? Hard to say. Because MC is a player that absolutely can and will do both styles.
Well, excuse me. Hope I'm not getting what you got, man. A little bit.
You probably are.
I hope not. I hope not, man.
We shouldn't have been holding hands.
We shouldn't have made out before this cast. That was stupid. Stupid.
I have no regrets.
So we got this. He's just going to take a peek at that Nexus.
Yeah, he sees
I'm glad
what's
we're
going
not
on.
seeing as many Phoenix users always pick up Zerglings when they're running on the map. It's nice to see them right when the Phoenix would come out and they'd start nabbing Zerglings. They'd see it. It's like, it's not really worth it. You know?
I mean, if you're going to pick up Zerglings, the only reason I can think is they're on your side of the map and you know Infestors are out and you know you're not moving out for a while.
Yeah,
That's the only time I would pick up Zerglings, I think.
Yeah, they haven't moved out at all, and they have 1 Ling at a watchtower, and you just see it and you want to get rid of it. But
Sure,
beyond that, yeah.
I guess those are the 2 places. Well, he is going straight into Colossus Tech as well as Blink, getting that +2 as well. And, well, there's a lot of Hydras being made as well as Roach Speed and some Lings, so looks like Curious wants to get a little bit aggressive, but look at this, a beautiful catch by MC. And
This really highlights how fast Hydras do damage.
yeah, and it actually also highlights this +2 light. Look at that, you actually... Oh, you can lift that and kill it if he wants, but no, he doesn't do it. But no, that was actually pretty good for those Phoenixes right now. That's about as useful as they are going to be, killing off 4 or 5 Hydras before the attack comes.
We got more gateways here, and Blink is about 75% complete.
And it looks like, yeah, Curious is going to actually commit to a heavy attack here. Now, this is kind of a cool attack. When you take a really quick third off of Stargate Tech, and you're trying to go for Colossus, to go into an almost max attack with a lot of Corruptors, you're going to take down the Colossus in a matter of seconds. And the thing is, they aren't going to have, they just basically don't have enough gas to deal with it perfectly. So sometimes you can punish them in that way. So let's see what he can actually get done with this group of units. MC does have fantastic force field, so that's something he's going to try to be relying on here.
You've got to consider that as well. Yeah, you're right. He is absolutely superb force field. So you know, he can actually dice up that army. But we'll see. I'm also curious to see, is he going to attack the 2nd or the 3rd here? Because he's good at the 2nd.
Yeah. Also, the Colossi do not have Thermal Lance. So he has 2 Colossi, yes, but they have the same range as the Hydras. All right, here we go. In come the Corruptors. Beautiful force
really
fields.
nice force
Yeah,
fields.
that's exactly what he needed, was a set of force fields like that. Picking off a big chunk of this army. Probably should pull those Zealots back. Doesn't want to lose those for free. Loses a few of them, and it looks like his Colossi will go down.
Damn, he's good at force field.
Yeah, that is
God.
really saving his behind
He's
right
even letting
now.
just the right amount of more in there. Before he force fields it off even more.
Yeah, super, super well done.
And with this Immortal out here, even though it's not hitting the roaches now, but it'll hit those roaches and then he can just kill off these stalkers.
Well, the thing is, even though he did beautiful force fields and he killed off this army, this is a bad situation for MC. He's lost all of his sentries. and there's another attack on the way. So
That is
without
very
sentries for the next one, he doesn't have enough units. He doesn't have enough stalkers here to actually deal with this next army that's coming in.
All right, more roaches coming up over here. They're going to get that immortal easily. And I think your analysis is dead on our toes. I think you can actually just start to run him over.
Yeah. Well, you know, MC does have amazing blink control as well, so he might hold him off for a little bit, but we have more units. Actually, do we have more units streaming across? Yeah, he is continuing to just make units. And he's on 71 drones. It's pretty healthy overall. But, you know, MC, he might be able to
MC
stabilize.
got a counter here?
No, I hope not for his sake. I don't think that's a very good choice at this point. You know, he has no sentries, he has no splash damage, and that's some dangerous stuff unless you're hitting like a very specific timing or something. And there you go, finally warping in some extra sentries. So that should help him out quite a bit. Now, this game is taking an interesting turn because if you look at the tech of Curious, he's just now getting his infestation pit. So even though he gained some advantages through killing off all the Colossi, killing off basically all the Immortals, getting all the sentries, then he was left over with all these units that the longer the game goes become crappy. Like, you don't really want Hydras and Roaches in the late game. And we're entering into a late game type of area where MC's supply is getting higher and higher, already at 140. It's going to get even higher as he does take this 4th base. So the lead of Curious, even though we see he's still up by 40 supply, sure, his 4th base is quicker, those things don't really matter because he doesn't have anything that's good in the late game.
I think you're absolutely right, Artosis. Things have kind of normalized now. So we're going to kind of pass a point in time. Zerg wants to pull up as much larva as possible. I can see the Zerg actually hitting again here on the 4th base.
You think he's going to come in and attack?
I think so.
It might be smart once he gets those 7
well, you know, it's
infestors
like,
out.
If he could deny the Zerg, if he could deny the Protoss, the 4th, and the other thing is it's MC too, so you don't want to let this get too long. But now we'll see.
Yeah, you know, if he does go for the attack, I'm not sure if he's going to or not because, again, these units aren't necessarily good in the late game, so to use them now to maybe deal some more damage could be intelligent, but with the amount of spines he's making, he may just want to sit back on them while he prepares for the ultra late game. But right now is the time when MC still doesn't have any splash damage, and he only has 4 sentries. Oh, wait, no, actually, he warped in a bunch more sentries. I'm sorry, he has 7 sentries now. So actually, if he does attack, MC should be able to hold it easy. That many sentries, I mean...
This could actually go to a complete split map game where the top center expansion and bottom center expansion actually start to matter.
Yeah.
Which I'm so surprised at how that almost never ends up happening.
It's, this is a day of kind of interesting scenarios. Oh, yeah, that was a kill, actually. Well done by MC there. But we have the mothership on the way. The hive is almost done here. Ton of spines coming out. So yeah, I think you're right. We're going to hit that super late game scenario. And, ooh, MC actually starting to add some Void Rays.
Why do you think he's going to get Void Rays here? I'm always surprised when players get out the Void Rays in these endgame scenarios because the infestors are out.
Yeah,
you just fungal it, right?
It's, well... Yeah, if you fungal it, obviously Infested Terrans do wonderfully against them. Corruptors can beat them, but...
Exactly, the hive tech, no matter what, you have to have an infestation pit. Like, it's just...
MC specifically really likes Void Rays. You know, he does use them more than a lot of players. Oops!
Ah, you should have blinked over there.
Yeah. Oh. Not a huge deal. But, you know... There's also the fact that Void Ray Carrier has become a little bit more popular, but it doesn't look like he's going for something like that. We see no air upgrades on the way, which we would if he was going to actually transition to something like that. So
right.
The single Void Ray may be like a kind of scare tactic, and don't forget with that plus to massive, if he kind of gets it on the side and just shift clicks on Broodlords, he might be able to pick a few off.
Could be, yeah.
So it could be useful.
Zealots now coming in here over the upper left. And this is a smart move. Just continuously deny that 5th base. It's allowing MC to catch up. By the way, both these guys could lose their armies and max out pretty quickly with their bankrolls here.
Yeah, they have quite a bit indeed. Okay, actually, He's adding 3 Stargates, getting that air attack, getting his Templar Archives as well. So he's preparing for a possible transition into Carrier, possibly Carrier Void Ray, possibly Void Ray, which we don't really see anymore because it normally doesn't work, but MC can make anything work, so whatever. You have to throw all the general rules out the window with this guy.
All right, and MC going to take his 5th base with ease. Mothership covering the 4th.
We do have Neural on the way as well, so I mean, this is well, 4 Void Rays on the way. So yeah, I guess he's also upgrading the carrier launch speed though. So absolutely going to be mixing in a whole lot of air units. And in fact, it looks like he has 3 Colossi right now, and he's making mass Void Rays. So I wonder if he's going to go Void Ray Colossus, like that really old school unit composition.
He could. He absolutely could.
You need to,
well, it's weird when you actually get, you have this much of the map, but you're no longer teching and you're no longer upgraded. It's like, well, you can actually get crazy unit combos.
Yeah. Well, it looks like he wants to waste some supply with these units.
You might want to get a Warp Prism. Well, I mean, when it gets that Warp Prism out, excuse me, use the...
Look at this.
All right,
the Stalker's running. I love
it would be
like
nice
this.
to do some Immortal drops onto the tech structures.
Absolutely,
That's another good thing you can do, because Immortals are not actually that useful in the endgame.
Absolutely. You know? It's a great way to utilize your Immortals and let them die. And look at this. He's going to snipe the Greater Spire, and he's trying to get this other base as well. Doesn't look like he'll be able to kill that hatch again. But he did get the Greater Spire, which is big, and he's killing off a lot of
damage to this hatch. Yeah, he'll get it.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of his...
I feel like Furious is just impotent in this game. He's not really... I mean,
well, yeah.
since that attack, I mean, Furious has been sitting in his base, and MC just shows up from time to time and destroys stuff. And
well, Curious is kind of playing a little bit like Symbol, but without as much static defense.
Yeah.
You know, this is interesting. He has Psystorm now. He's gotten a lot of splash damage in the form of High Templars and Colossi, so it looks like he wants to go Mass Void Ray with Psystorms and Colossus to take out, you know, any Corruptors as well as Infested Terrans. So this is going to be cool, man. Whatever happens, this is going to be pretty neat.
All right, looks like a small task force down here at the bottom right about that Nexus has been denied. We have 4 more Void Rays.
He's going to have 14 Voids. This is...
Oh my god. This is Legacy of the Void.
The Legacy of the Void Rays. Too late, Blizzard. MC already did it.
Sorry, guys.
Alright, so...
we're moving out. We got a lot of Spine Crawlers here. He's really hunkered down. I think it is going to be a game where the top expansion and bottom expansion.
Well, this is going to be one of those games. The thing is, I would say that this would be like a mind-out game, but I think what's going to happen is one player is going to attack, and then MC's wonky unit combination is either going to win or lose the game immediately.
I think so.
Like the battle is going to be a few seconds long, and we're going to just see who wins. Someone is going to out-control the other.
Sentry Task Force on the move. Ah!
It's like, all right, we can hit air.
Use Guardian Jello! We're sentries, that's right.
All right, so he's going into carriers now, and look at this. Uh-oh. Looks like he's going to get scouted.
Somebody's going to be in for a surprise.
All right, and
she's totally fine.
Well, when he sees the 3 Void Rays, he's going to know. He's like, all right, well, you are going Sky Protoss at this moment. Now, let's take a look at the unit composition of Curious. Does he have what he needs to deal with this? He has only 6 Corruptors right now. He has 20 Infestors, though. 11 Broods. 11 Broods is fine. You don't really want to have too many Broods against Sky Protoss, but you still need to have some, obviously, to kill off ground
units. He needs to like make a bunch of gateways nearby the Zerg's base and charge up every single Void Ray on all those gateways.
that would be nice.
That'd be pretty sick.
He'd probably need quite a few now since he's actually getting level 2 weapons and he has that many Voids. All right, so we saw that...
There needs to be a special map where there's like a rock with like 1,000,000 hit points. You just charge up all your Voids there.
That'd be a great map. Tasis, you should make that
making
map.
maps for GSL. That's what we need to do, man. I got this idea for another map where you never run out of money. You only need one base. It's going to be sick, man. That way you don't have to deal with expanding.
We could call it Big Game Hunters.
Yeah, man.
It's a good name for it. All right, this is... it looks like it's coming to a head. This is going to be wild. He needs to deal with the infested Terrans. That is one of the biggest things. He has a lot of Psystorm. You know, this... If he hits all his spells just right and avoids mass chain fungals on his Void Ray cluster, I mean, it could definitely work out.
All right, he's moving out. This is a lot of spores. Well, he has 4 carriers.
Yeah, 14 voids as well.
All right, a lot of fungal here on those interceptors.
All right, some wow, very well done with these High Templars, and nice
Vortex.
Indeed. He just needs
Too bad he
to keep
couldn't
this
fit an
flying its
Archon
way.
in there.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It's kind of in space right now.
Should be able to fly in with a Warp Prism with an Archon in it, but unload into Vortex. All right, well, he storms as they come out. Beautiful Psystorms going up by MC right now. The Void Ray's doing a ton of damage.
All right, throwing the Archons in their Archon toilet now.
Yeah, and it looks like he's dealt with Corruptors. There's going to be a lot more Corruptors popping out. Just because MC won this battle doesn't mean the game is over at all. Curious still has good income, and he still has a ton of Infestors, which is really important. But the Broodlords... Okay, he still has 7 Broodlords, so that's actually still okay.
Yeah.
Still has relatively healthy...
I think what Zerg's going to have to do in this game is try to acquire top expansion, bottom expansion, and then just...
suffocate or something.
Yeah, just to dry up MC.
I think he has to get his economy bigger and make a lot more spore crawlers for sure. Some more spines, a lot more spores, and just use that like over 200 supply army basically.
Now this is interesting. He's attacking over here.
And well, here we go. We actually have these High Templars coming in. So he's trying to keep the Broodlords back with the carriers so he can get in with the High Templars.
Spells being casted on spells.
And look at this. Absolutely beautiful play by MC. He's just zoning everything out so well right now.
Unbelievable, man. He is doing such a good job.
He really is. And this is really the moment, though, where Curious might be able to get something done because there's no Vortex energy. But Curious is having a hard time figuring out exactly how to engage this. This is... I'm getting nerd chills right now, Taste. This is absolutely wild.
This is the best endgame I've seen in PvZ, the Protoss, you know?
And look at those Psystorms. The Psystorms absolutely fantastic. The Broodlords are going so low right now on health. And in fact, there's not a lot of energy left.
We have
MC is actually going to kill
19 Void Rays here. And 4 carriers with a mothership and 4 Templars and 3 Colossi. This is like
God, look at that.
unit composition.
He just doesn't have really anything left.
GG.
That
was
sick. Beautiful.
That was amazing.
I actually have such sick chills right now. Okay, let's go over this for a moment. Okay, so what MC is doing with this unit composition, he focuses on Void Rays, which is weird. And then he gets enough carries because carriers have great range, and carriers are going to be able to push back Broodlords. Well, because Broodlords are what stop High Templars from wrecking Zerg in the late game. So he pushes those back, so his High Templars kill everything. They kill off infested Terrans, they kill infestors.
He can outrange. It's a giant siege ball.
Yeah,
that he can damage his opponent with without having to actually take damage himself. He loses money with by losing the interceptors, but that's fine.
Yeah,
because he has half the map.
It's a crazy dance that he has to do where the carriers come out to push things back, and then as the Broodlords go back away from the carriers and the flying units come in, the High Templars come in to take out Corruptors, to take out infested Terrans, to take out infestors. MC is just so godly.
It is. You know, it's funny because we saw him we saw that big attack where he lost all the sentries, and you know, I'm thinking like, well, I mean, what are you going to do from here? You know, and he turtles it out all the way to that.
He's so good. He's so ridiculous.
It's interesting because it's the Void Rays with the carriers. It's like the combination.
The Void Rays are like kind of weird.
And then with a few Colossi below it, so that you can't get the infestors can't get too close without being punished. You know, and I don't think there's any way you can fungal that much.
It's so interesting.
And I guess if you saw too many coming, then you could vortex. There's actually so many different ways you can use vortex.
Yeah.
Well,
Vortex is the ultimate zoning spell.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
even if you mess up, you'd be like, oh, okay, Vortex, get out of here.
Yeah. Exactly. So, what map are we doing?
Well, it's 2-0, so we're going to go to a 5-minute break.
Excuse me. That was a 2-0. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.